Vietnam. Going on a walk, and we're going to do another live. Um, the other day was a test live feed. Today, I think I'm just going to start kind of doing live videos on my walks with my dog. And so we're going to walk and chat, and this is going to be I wish I labeled the chat. I'll figure that out next time. But this chat is going to be more towards just kind of answering questions from the Bible. I make content that is not only uh, based in the Bible with Bible studies and just my faith and trying to share God's word through the internet. I also want to answer questions about the Bible. So after this live feed is over, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. Or if you tune in, I'd love your questions about God, and I can answer it in the best of my ability. And if it takes more than just a live stream, I can make a particular video on it. And so, yeah, I don't know how. I had up to like 70 something people tune in last time. So we'll see who tunes in. I'm going to give you a POV view of me walking. This is what it looks like if you're walking in Arkansas. It's pretty cool, right? It's very green. I take it for granted. And so I wonder if I can actually what's up, viewer? Hello, Angela. L in the chat. Well, I'm trying to walk here. This is a POV of me walking with my dog. So the chat today is I'm doing questions. Hello, all the 16 viewers. Mary, Angela, Rafa, that looks like you're telling people to shush. Hello, everyone. I am doing another live stream today. I'm walking my dog. Look at that doggo. And look how pretty. This is a dope view, isn't it not? Arkansas is pretty dope. And so I usually do more Bible-based content. And so I kind of want to just have this live stream to kind of answer any questions that people may have about the Bible or God. And so if there's any, I am not perfect. I don't know every single thing. Yes, W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Walking the doggo. W's in the chat. So any questions you have about God, any questions you have about me, this is kind of just a Q&A hangout. Just hangout walk session with the dog and whoever wants to tune in. When is Jesus coming back to sort things out? Well, Willis, oh, what's that meme? Or it's not a meme, it's like an old thing. It's like, what are you talking about, Willis? Well, Willis, to answer that question is actually, okay, Remy, well, leave then. Have a good one. Hi, kitty, cat. Sounds so weird to just read random people's names. But yes, Willis, to answer your question, Jesus says that only the Father knows the end time. Jesus is going to come back. We read in Acts that Jesus left on the cloud, and the disciples were looking around, and people in white that the angels told Peter and the rest of the disciples that in the same way Jesus left on the cloud, he's going to come back. And if you read in the book of Revelation, that there's going to be times and seasons. And the same way in Genesis, when there was the flood, there's going to be seasons, birth pains of this earth coming when Jesus is about to come back. And so wars and rumors of wars. We also see tribulations. We also see people being persecuted for their faith, to the basically coming back, and we see Armageddon and many other different events that will happen. But we, in context, I'm trying to get my tribulation, because the interesting thing, Willis, is like post-trib, pre-trib, all this it's called eschatology. It's about things about the end times. I believe I am I believe in the millennial reign. So I believe that there is going to be wars and rumors of wars. That Israel has to build its third temple. I'm trying to think this through, so sorry if I'm pausing a little more, because I don't want to just give you trash. I want to get you accurate biblical things. So the temple has to be rebuilt. So the third temple will be rebuilt. Then we read in Revelation that the Antichrist will come and do almost like a Messiah, will basically get killed and come back, kind of like basically imitating what Jesus did. And you'll have to, you ever heard of the 666? Then there'll be the mark of the beast. And so anything that you have to do with economics or on the currency to basically pay your bills, to eat or anything, you'll have to do that. And so there's going to be a lot of hardship. But then there's going to be a time we're going to be called up to heaven. And then we're going to also have the millennium reign. And that's when Jesus comes back for 1,000 years. And eventually Satan will finally be thrown in the eternal fire. And whoever the people that followed Jesus from the very end will be with God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit in the new heavens and new earth forever. So hopefully that answers your question, Willis. Yes, Satan shall disappear. Satan will be punished fully. Hell currently and heaven, that we see it and that we read in the Bible right now, is temporary. Because there's going to be a new heaven, new earth that is going to last forever, where every single believer is going to be unified with God, and there's going to be no sadness and no tears shed. So it's going to be a really neat thing. There is no such things, days of future past. Okay. Sure. If you there's a book that says I don't have enough faith to be an atheist. My father was an atheist growing up, and I kind of was a little bit. And I realized how complex this world is. And yeah, you can talk about science, but science is the interpretation of man, and it changes every. The Earth was flat by several centuries ago. They believed the Earth was flat. Now they say it's round. Now you say, oh, how does this work? How does that work? Science. If you read a science book 80 years ago, or in the 80s, it's going to be different. It's going to constantly change. But if you look at the complexity, Apostle Paul says that there's a natural revelation you're going to see, and there's no excuse that there is God. And so there's also, one day I'll make a more long form video that talks about science that points to the Bible. We see there's also in the fossil records, we see that there's I'll post a website that and other sources that explain it, but it's a context of in the science. Hey, Shield of Iron, how you doing? So basically, there was a pinpoint of every single, all these animals of their kind, and even humanity. You see this all of a sudden, there was nothing, and then there was, in the fossil records, all of a sudden, fossils of every single thing, all in one point. And we see that. And we also, there's a lot of things with the dating that they say things are a lot older than they are, and they've been refuted. And so if you think something came out of nothing, okay, Mr. Atheist, you got a lot more faith than a creator creating everything we see. Because if you go in the woods and you see a watch that's already made, are you going to see, oh man, cool, this watch, oh man, this must have appeared out of the trees? No, you're going to be like, someone made it. There's a watchmaker. And so when you see how complex this world is, and if you're even a parent, I don't know how you can look at your child and be like, this is gobbledygook from clumps of cells, and there's no value in this child. There's no value in me. Morality is just subjective, and you could just shank someone right now, and it really, in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. And okay, yeah, sure, you're a scientist, you try to test out things. I'm not trying to poke fingers at you or anything. I just want you to kind of just maybe be open a little more. But sure, if you want to, a lot of people that say they're a scientist will point to atheism, and it's a theory. It is not actually the evolution theory. Macro evolution is a theory. It is not a law of science. So, okay, I'm just going to share the good news about Jesus, and well, when the end comes, at least you knew I told you about it. So, okay, Shield of Iron. Hey, I love your videos and I always watch them every day. When I get depressed, you cheer me up. Oh, well, thank you. I think this is kind of like a Robin Williams situation for me, because I'm going through a lot of stuff, and so I like to cheer people up, and really just, I'd make these videos for myself, and I'm glad people are getting something out of it as well. I've studied the Bible in the college, and now in my master's degree, and I am, Lord willing, want to be a pastor. It's not happening as fast and as quickly as I would like it to, but it's all God's timing. So in this timing, I'm going to teach online, do what I'm supposed to be doing. But no, really, I appreciate you, Shield of Iron. It's doing these videos have encouraged me to not give up on well, what I feel God's called me to do. So I'm glad you're getting something out of it. That encourages me. Okay. Well, days of future past. Okay, I believe in things that are able. Okay. Well, all I can do is tell you the truth that I see and is evident. You can test it out, but I would just say days of future past. I would just keep your hands open and look. If you're seeking out the truth, I believe if you're truly open to look at all paths, I believe God will open the true path and point you to Jesus. There's Lee Strobel. He did a case for Christ, and he was an atheist, and he was a reporter, and he treated the possibility of becoming a Christian, or well, Christianity in general. He treated it like doing a news report study on it. And so he went to all these different sources, scientists, historians, went to Jerusalem and saw for himself. And later down the road, he became a Christian. In his conclusion, after that research study he did, and so I would just keep on searching, and I believe if it's true, it will be revealed to you. But I'll be praying for you that you find the truth, and that's the importance of it. Oh, how am I doing? I'm doing okay. No, I'm doing just fine. I recently, well, I've been working in a nonprofit. So I have been a director of pantry services for about 2 years now. I lived abroad, studied abroad, and then I came back and I worked at a nonprofit, working with homeless and financially insecure people in the area I live in. And I run a pantry there. So it's set up just like a grocery store. I work with donors all around the area, grocery stores and restaurants, and we give them hot meals, and they get to shop in they don't have to pay anything. They just come in, we schedule them in, and they get to it's client choice, so they get to pick out groceries. And I've been there for about 2 years. It's a good job. I kind of get to use some of my education in nonprofit social work, so I get to really I really got to invest in these homeless people and people going through hard parts in their life, and I've been so blessed to meet these people and encourage them and pray for them, and kind of just be like a stable, encouraging person in their life that they may not have good positive influence in their life, in their lives. So it's always a good thing. But yeah, really, after that, there's just been a lot. It's a multi-denominational, so they work with many different denominations, and there's just a lot of spiritual compromise and a lot of how I say it, liberal theology, where they kind of throw the Bible out of the window and compromise a lot of different things. When they have the main focus is to witness to these people, when they say that, but they don't actually do it. And it's very secular right now. And even though they say the opposite, and that's what is in their job description. And so that really burdened me. And so I told them my heart about the reasons why I feel like this is not, it's not ministry, it's just philanthropy, and we're not actually doing what we're saying. And they later got very, how do I say, hurt by the things. I just was approaching them like, hey, like I love you guys, I love what we do, but they didn't take any of my criticisms well. And even though I was not saying I was going to leave anytime soon, I was just like concerned. And I was thinking about like, hey, I'm going to be looking other places, but I'm not in a rush. It's just I've been convicted that this is not it. This is not what we need to do. They didn't take it well, and so I'm being laid off at the next month. So the Bible says that you need to hold on to and watch your doctrine closely. So I'm doing, I'm holding to my doctrine and telling them I don't agree with several things that they're doing biblically. And I gave them some, it's not just, oh, this is bad, that's bad. It's not my opinion. It's what I read in the Bible. And so, yeah, so they, out of spite, they're going to lay me off next month. And I'm about to train my replacement. So I love my clients. So I'm going to train this person well so my clients can be fed well. So I'm going to just praying for employment and just a new phase of life. And I know God's got this and he foresaw this. And so I trust that he's going to get me through. And yeah, but it's been kind of hard. So these videos are kind of just me, I guess, venting and sharing and actually reminding me. So a lot of things that's been on my mind in Bible studies, that's what I post online. But it's good. I hope you're doing good. Oh, okay. Thank you, Craft Core. I appreciate it. Appreciate all your encouragement. Yeah, I guess the internet has a lot of interesting people, and the internet can be a pretty toxic place. But I think putting out positive Christian influence out there, and well, if you treat me hatefully, I'm going to try to show you love and kindness, and or just delete your comments. They're really hateful. I try not to. I try to answer them. But I just, I'm tired of the internet being full of just a cesspool, to be honest with you. And so I'm going to just kind of keep it positive. But yeah, is there any questions that y'all have? Anything about life? Anything? I love cooking. I'm somehow interested in geopolitics. That's a pretty interesting thing. My dog wrapped his leash around me. I'm going to show you a POV of me walking. This is pretty dope, isn't it? This is the south is pretty and green during springtime. So just having a cool afternoon walk and do a live stream. And so yeah, I don't know if there's any other questions. Oh, thanks. Yeah, my dog is let me show you what he looks like. Come here, Bennett. He is a He is a mountain feist. So it's a in the Ozark Mountains in between Arkansas and Missouri. There is a special breeded terrier dog for squirrel hunting, and I found my dog Bandit. Was a neighbor's dog. I found my dog Bandit at a shelter, and it was a puppy mill. They were breeding way too many hunting dogs, and so they threw one of them in the shelter, and so I got a pretty cool dog. He's pretty chill. He just he likes walks. He's not really too energetic. Well, he can be, especially when he's hunting for squirrels, or he will find a squirrel and bring it back to me. I don't have to shoot any squirrels. He'll just get them himself. And so, but yeah, I've had this dog for 8 years now. He's getting some white fur, but no, he's pretty athletic dog. It's probably the best dog, because I have other dogs as well, but he's probably the best dog to take walking and trails, and he's pretty agile. He's my bud. He's active when he wants to be. He can be also a couch potato. So dogs are man's best friend, so can't complain. Don't get me started on cats. Cats are interesting. I think cats. Some are really interesting and really cool cats, and some I are pretty moody. They're bipolar. Cats are bipolar most of the time. Oh, thank you. You have a good one, Shield. But I remember when I lived in the Middle East and had a homestay as an exchange student, they had a cat. A lot of Muslims in the Middle East, they don't, in the Quran, Muhammad views dogs as dirty. And it's pretty interesting, because they'll also say in the Quran, or it might have been a hadith, which is another primary source for their doctrine in Islam. They view, it's pretty funny, is they view dogs as if they bark, they scare away your guardian angels. So no guardian angels if you have dogs, I guess, by Muslim standards. But yeah, they treat dogs really bad over there. They would, like, kids would throw rocks at them. They would scare them away. Everyone was scared of a dog, even the sweet ones. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Shield. You have a good night, man. I appreciate. I never imagined people actually tuning in to my videos, so I'm thankful that I have an audience that just enjoys me walking my dog and talking. So you have a good one. But yeah, these in Islam, they don't like dogs, but Muhammad liked cats, and viewed cats as one of the animals that were a good house pet. So a lot of Muslims have cats in their homes. And the Muslim family I lived with as an exchange student had 2 cats, and those were cool. They were like really cool. If I ever had a cat, it had to be like those cats, because those were some cool animals. All the other cats I've experienced here in America weren't as cool. One could have been on the Guinness World Records if it still keeps on living, because it was like 27. This cat was 27 years old, and I'm serious. They told me when they got the cat and how old it was and how long they've had it still. And they're like, yeah, this cat is like 27 years old. And so I looked it up. I think it was like 30 something was the oldest cat. And so I told them, I said, you could get a lot of money. You could get your cat on the Guinness World Records. And and then there was the other cat that was like it's a Persian Mancoon. So this cat was like the size of a medium-sized dog. And that was a cool, that was one of the coolest animals I ever seen, because he would come in like a lion, and he would fight neighbor dog trying to sniff out my dog. Bennett, come on. But that was a cool dog, or a cool cat. That cat would go in the alley and just beat the tar out of and it would have scars all over its face and blood, and it would come back from like battle, and it would lick its wounds and then just lay in your lap while you're eating dinner. It was pretty dope. That cat was named Mishka, which means like small, like small bear in Russian. And that was a pretty cool cat. If I could get a Persian Mancoon like that, I would give up dogs. I would get that cat. That was a pretty cool cat. But most cats are not like that. So that's my rant about pets. All right, chat. There's two of you. If you could have any pet in the world, and it could be a wild animal, just any animal as a pet, what would it be? I would have a cheetah. Cheetah, I see videos of like somewhat tamed cheetahs, or cheetahs raised as cubs, and they're like they're more like dogs that growl, and so I think I have one viewer. But yeah, we're walking and getting my steps in. I did leg day, so hopefully me walking around in the afternoon after a hard leg day in the morning. Hopefully we'll get all the lactic acid, so I won't be walking like a 3-year-old toddler at work tomorrow. I don't know if any of y'all, when you get like a really good leg day, and the very next day you're just like walking like, just like it's like a 2-year-old toddler. And so yeah, I remember squatting. I got my personal best the other day, and the whole weekend I was sore. I was at church, and everyone's like standing up for worship, and I'm like, oh man, I had to like hold on to the pew to stand up. Yeah, it was pretty bad, but I got a big leg pump out of that. But yeah, next thing to talk about. What would be the next thing to talk about? Well, everyone left, so I guess I'm going to start talking about geopolitics. And so with geopolitics, hello, one viewer. You're gonna get random politics from Nathan today. And so I was tuning in. This is no joke. I think this Matt Walsh, he does satire stuff, but he does not do satire news. They recently did a sting operation, and found child porn, I guess, sting operation at a Disney cruise. How crazy is that? This child themed cruise from like the most well-known child entertainment company gets a sting operation and finds out they're doing some horrendous things. The irony of it. Well, glad they're caught. Hopefully, people will be prosecuted. And another thing is there is hopefully Iran will be there'll become there's like a peace deal or close to a deal and then not. Close to a deal, then not. So we'll see where that goes. There has been on the news about there's been four pretty much monopoly companies. There's only four, I'm serious, four in the US. There's only four major meat packing industry companies. And all the smaller companies or medium-sized companies are bought by those parent four main companies. And only two of them are, US based. Well, originally from US. So the other two are from Brazil, I believe, or another foreign country. And so you got these four big companies that are in charge of our meat supply, mostly beef, but they also say chicken and other poultry like Tyson Foods, that are in charge of our food supply, and it's not competitive. So they can basically raise the prices how they deem. And because of that, Blue, come on. You got the neighbor's dog sniffing my dog. Hopefully I don't have to kick it. I don't usually kick dogs, but I had to choke out a pit bull a long time ago trying to attack my dog, because it almost bit my dog in the throat. But that was interesting. But yeah, so what I saw in the news the other day was that they're gonna executive order from Donald Trump. The administration is basically looking into this almost monopoly of these four companies, and basically going to research how they're going to have it more competitive and open up to the market. So if one other industry decides, oh, we're going to be competitive because of the competition, if you look at a economic class, if a monopoly, if there's less companies, just big companies that are in charge, while they're in charge of, they can be in cahoots, and they're in charge of keeping the prices the same and how they deem. But if it's, for example, like gas stations, if there's one gas station, actually perfect example. There's one gas station in a town on my way home, in between the town I live, and going through there was one gas station, and it was all the gas station always had almost 50 cents more than any other gas station. And they could do that because they were far away from everyone else. And so people in desperation would go get gas from them. That's the same way with these four major meat packing companies in the US that the administration is now researching with this executive order that was signed. Now they're going to do a case on them and possibly open up the monopoly of these only four companies. That's ridiculous. Four companies that own our American meat supply. And so if you open up the market and now, for example, that gas station there's another gas station in the town, two gas stations. Now that gas station can't do stupid stuff, and now it's cheaper because they have to compete with the other gas station. And so I think this policy is going to be great, and this executive order is bringing to light the food, especially meat prices, and it will go down because they'll have to be competitive, because there's going to be other competitors of the meat packing industry, processing industry. and it could result in cheaper meat for everyone in every state. So that's going to be a blessing, I think. And so that's my 2 cents on recent news that I saw. Hey, one viewer, do you got a question before I head home for the night? Last question. Okay, well, I'm gonna probably end this live stream in a couple minutes if there's no question or a topic to talk about. But I appreciate all the people tuning in and reaching out and seeing how I'm doing, and I hope you all have a good night, and well, read your Bible and seek His truth. God bless.